Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Welcome to Sydney. How has
you.
Australia been treating you so far?
Oh my God, so well. I was at the Sydney Opera House watching an incredible dance piece last night, and then I walked around the city, and I just love being lost somewhere like this because there's so many things to see and do.
Obviously, Mission Impossible 2 was shot a long time ago. You missed out on doing that, as did Simon. Do you think it's time to bring it back to Australia, maybe?
Oh God, yeah. This would be an amazing place to shoot. And I think what's beautiful about these movies is everywhere they shoot, it's a love letter to that location. And you hire local crew, and then we as actors have the privilege of coming and spending actual real time here. So getting immersed in the culture, getting immersed in the sites and the architecture and the geography of a place. Oh my God, I'd love it if it was here. Let's try and make it happen.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
What was it like for you being the new kid on the block and joining a team that's quite close-knit?
I didn't feel new. I felt, because Chris McQuarrie had come to see me in a play in London 10 years previously, and I'd met Tom a bunch of times through screen tests and also through a mutual friend at a party. And so, which is so mad, it's like, I was at a party with Tom, like it is mad, it's insane. But because of that, it felt by the time that I'd come on to this, there had been a preamble, there had been a bit of a prologue and a hope that this could happen eventually one day. And what I so appreciated from them both was that in the screen test they said that they're not looking for someone to fit into the character that they've written. They're looking for someone they want to work with, and then they will create the character together. And they are brilliant at celebrating people's individual talents, and they really look and see what those strengths are and how it can work within the movie.
You and Tom do so many crazy things in the film. Were there any scenes where you were like, you want me to do what?
Yeah, I mean, it's ended up on screen. There's a moment where we're in the vertical train carriage. So train has gone from horizontal to vertical in 6 seconds. And he's asking me to jump across this kind of gaping carriage which goes into a ravine at the bottom. And he went in one take, he just went, "Do you trust me?" And I was like, "Oh, I mean, yeah, sure." And it's real. I mean, Mission Impossible is a metaphor for the making of a Mission Impossible film, and that's why it's edge of your seat stuff the whole way.
That's so true, because the stunts in this film, in comparison to the earlier ones, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The difference is huge.
Yeah, exactly. They're always looking to outdo themselves in each installment.
Did you feel pressure knowing that Tom does all this crazy stuff? You're like, I better do it all too.
Well, you sign up knowing that that's what you're going to be doing. I did everything myself. I did 5 months of training with top world-class athletes and stuntmen and women. And so I worked like alongside them, full time. That was my job. And so I think the difference is when you're working with people who are so brilliant at what they do, but also excellent teachers, you become really specific and precise about the kind of training that is involved in getting to a level of competence, so that by the time you get onto set, you have that foundation, you're fit for purpose, and then you can also offer variations in performance. So, if I turn up without that preparation, I would have think I'd run a mile. But I knew that this would be an opportunity to learn lots of new things, so I really welcomed it.
And what's something that fans might not expect from behind the scenes of this film? We know that Tom does all this crazy stuff, but is there anything else that people might not expect?
He's so funny. I mean, he's so funny and self-aware and disarming about, his own fame, and it goes out of his way to make people feel really comfortable. Like, he was he was so kind to my family and other cast members' families. I mean, he took my grandmother on a helicopter ride on Christmas Eve over London. That's pretty amazing, People don't often hear those kind of stories of how generous and kind he is off screen. I think that kind of also, he knows that if you're creating an environment where people feel seen, they feel like it's a welcoming one, it's a wholesome one because friends and family are welcome in that world, then it's going to provide an environment where people really can feel creatively free. And I so appreciated that, stepping into something of this kind of scale and size and ambition, having his kindness alongside that was enabled me to work better.